Now, the other place you want to go is the Department of Insurance. Because remember, these corporations filed insurance claims and were paid off on the property. Now, that's twofold. First of all, once you get the Department of Insurance into it, you're going to be able to establish, yes?
Could you repeat the question that he asked? They didn't actually hear that.
Oh, is your mic not on?
No.
Is your mic not on?
Which question? Her mic?
Yeah.
You asked me to turn them all off. Go ahead.
Okay, my question was, you want to make sure that you get the evidence from the forensic examination into the case, so that that's your evidence of the documents are fraudulent. You can't just say that the documents are fraudulent that are recorded unless you have the evidence of such.
Well, actually, you can make the accusation without the evidence, but you're going to do a lot better with the evidence. And it's not in the case, it's in the filing the complaint. So yes, you put a copy of the forensic examination in with your complaint, along with copies of the documents that have been recorded, that they record in the county recorder's office. Now you've got an expert that says these documents are fraudulent, they were recorded, felony's been committed. By doing that, when you do go into court, the presumption that the bank is telling the truth is gone. The judge cannot use that anymore. I'm not saying that he won't, but he can't. And you can zonk him for that one. That presumption is gone. Now this case is going to be reliant on evidence instead of presumptions. Does that make sense to everybody?
That's it.
It's a big deal. This is a very, very big deal. If you're not going to get a forensic examination and you're not going to file criminal complaints, I wouldn't go through this. It's too much work. We've gotten this far by holding the line in a lot of things, but the reason we're not going any farther is because the presumption's standing. We must annihilate the presumption to go to the next level. That's what everything's about right now. Also, of course, you contact the postmaster. Yes?
Do you think that we still need to get, if we're taking these to the police, we still need to get 2 of them?
Yes, I think if you can afford it, absolutely. Not for the police, but for the court case. The way American jurisprudence is really designed, if you can watch a lot of those television shows on court cases, you'll find there's a radical jump from having 1 witness to 2 witnesses. Radical jump. Under American law, U.S. law, you can be convicted even of treason upon the testimony of 2 witnesses. That comes directly out of the Bible. That's why they don't argue it. That's why they've never changed it. You can be convicted even of treason upon the oath of 2 witnesses. So if you have 2 certified witnesses from the court that say all of this is fraud, this is criminal acts, the court cannot go against you. Does that make sense? It's a big deal. Now, 1 witness, we're going to look at evidence, we're going to have arguments. 2 witnesses, the court has no option. Lawyers don't like to discuss this shit because it takes away the need for them to charge you $50,000. But this is law. The other person you want to contact, postmaster. Because all of this stuff is being sent in the mail. In other words, they recorded a fraudulent document. In most cases, it's going to be a notification of a trustee sale. That's a felony, that they recorded it. But that's a felony in the state. Now they mailed a fraudulent document that was a felony, that committed a felony, evidenced a felony, and confessed to a felony, and then they mailed it to you. So now they've got a federal crime of mail fraud. But what else did they do? Why did they send that to you? Anybody, please, come on, come to life. Come on, guys. Get them brains working. This shit, you've got to know this shit. Okay? If you're not going to interact with me, I've been teaching most of my life. If you ain't interacting, you ain't learning. Why is it a problem that they sent it to you?
Required by law.
No.
It's presumption that they're right in sending it.
The problem is they sent it to you to steal from you, which is extortion. So they've committed a felony in the state to steal real property from you using the mail. Don't use the mail to commit a crime. Don't. I mean, you can study law all the way back to when Franklin designed post roads. You screw with the mail, and that's it. So if you use the mail to commit a fraud, like remember, like Ted Kaczynski, a product of the old MK Ultra experiments that went back, decided to make mail bombs. You make a bomb, that's bad. That's a bad thing. Okay? But you send it in the mail, that's like an extra dozen bad things. So, yeah, they committed all these crimes. Some of them are federal crimes. But then they mailed the crime to you. Now we got a whole other group of people looking at them. You know, pissing off the postmasters, a lot like bitch slapping the IRS. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. These people don't play by the rules. They don't have any. The other thing that you want to do is, in these documents, you're going to see all kinds of notary fraud. We've all seen them. You know, the notary forged people's names. The notary's name might have been forged. They use their they use their private face-to-face number on documents that are notarized electronically. All kinds of notary fraud. Those are not really criminal acts. Wherever the notary is, you contact the Secretary of State. We have a good complaint up on the website for that. That you contact the Secretary of the State of where that notary is. In other words, the notary got the seal from the Secretary of State. A notary is a public officer. They're commissioned. It's a paramilitary concept. They're commissioned just like an officer in the armed services. So you go to that Secretary of State of that notary and file a complaint. Now, if we get the notary seal pulled, literally removed from the notary, you realize you might be helping thousands of other people, because when you defunct that seal, it might defunct the seal on everybody else's documents. And that's it. That means their foreclosure's got to start all the way from scratch too. And as we defunct these notaries, we'll be posting that stuff. That's because of this concept. You defunct the notaries. Yes?
I just wanted to mention about the Texas driver's licenses in my case, where she claimed that supposedly she saw someone's Texas driver's license when she personally witnessed their signature, but yet, in my case, they work for companies in California and Michigan. Why would they have a Texas driver's license? So I put that in my complaint, and I hadn't thought about it at first, but then we added that to my complaint.
You're going to see stuff like that, and that's a good point. If she's claiming that, if the notary's claiming that she evidenced their signature, say she's in Texas, and she's evidenced, because they write how they verify who the person is and the signature. And in Cindy's case, they said she saw their Texas driver's license. Well, the people she notarized didn't live in Texas. And part of the notarization is they lived in California with a California. Under current driver's license laws, if you move from one state to another and you get a new driver's license, what do you do with that former state license?
Surrender it.
You surrender it. They might poke a hole in it. They usually take it. Or if you're quick with your hands, you keep them, and we won't discuss that.
I have a quick question about the notary.
Okay.
Say if you do debunk them, so to say.
Hey, wait, you gotta come up to a microphone.
Do they contact?
You gotta come up to
Brenda,
a mic.
please listen.
Oh. Do they contact the people?
Come up to a mic, please, Brenda, listen.
I got that.
Okay. I got a bad everything. 48 years old and been beat to hell. I'd
My
be,
question
okay.
is.
No, you have to come up to the
There's a
mic.
microphone, please.
There, you're getting
There you
closer,
go.
but maybe a third or fourth
My
time.
question is, if you do turn in the notary and they are proven to be false, do they remove all of their stuff and contact the people that they've defrauded?
They probably will not contact those people, okay? But we are going to post it. We can't save the people that won't pay attention to us and follow us, so we will post this stuff. But no, the Secretary of State is probably not going to go through and contact all the people. In Cindy's case, which is very similar to what most cases are going to be, they actually take the previous 10 pages of what that notary, you know when you do a notary thing, they make you sign, they're taking the 10 pages back. Are they going to notify the people? I doubt it. Are we going to post it? What do you think? So, you know, you see the notary's name come up. Oh, this is the same psycho thief that notarized my stuff. Well, let me check. I'm filing a complaint too. People aren't going to be able to rely on other people doing their work. But when it goes to court and documents start getting subpoenaed and that sort of thing, it'll show where the notary has lost their license for fraud. Okay? So, no, I don't think they're going to call you. But can you discover it? Yes.
Thank you.
I can give you a prime example. In my case, my murder trial, the notary put in an amicus brief, probably the best written amicus brief according to all the attorneys that read it. He was a genius that wrote that. Great notary guy. He put it in, and the court removed it. Well, the court can't do that. The court can't remove something entered into the public record by a notary. And now they're going after the notary because they don't want this document in the murder trial because they know it proves I'm innocent and that it was being set up by a dirty cop. So the notary stuff's very, very powerful. Okay, you got to do that. You got to find out everything that's that the notary did wrong. Contact Secretary of State. There's almost always a complaint form. You go to that Secretary of State's office for that state, look at the notary thing, there's a complaint form to complain about a notary. Okay, we're going to talk about something, let me see if, alright, we're caught up on this. Let's talk about something that we're all familiar with, that we've seen a lot of, and that is the modification. How many people got involved in an attempt to modify their loan? You know that there is no such thing? There's really no such thing as a modification. In other words, only about a couple of % of loans get modified. When you find the loans that get modified, you're going to go, oh, I see what's going on. But in order to modify the deed of trust, the mortgage, the loan, whatever you want to call it, you have to be the party that gave it. Well, because of the securitization, the pooling and service agreements, the people that actually own the rights to this stuff, that made a deal with the other people that are involved, in their contract it says it can't be modified. The whole modification thing's a scam. Now, the way that I've seen it played out is they want you to get involved with the modification thing so that they can steal more money from you. They don't put that money towards the loan, and your time runs out. And next thing you know, you're being foreclosed on. You thought you were going through a modification process. Well, you can't. You can't. You just fell for somebody else's scam, so they went ahead with the whole foreclosure process. Now you're out of time, you can't fight the foreclosure, you're out all the money for the modification, and you can't fight the foreclosure, you're toast. That's all it was designed to do. It was not designed to do anything else. It was designed so you, as sheep, would fall for it, not fight the foreclosure, give them all your money so you wouldn't have money, you wouldn't have time to fight the foreclosure, and you're toast. That's the only reason they're out there. Modifications do not truly exist.